Why reading matters. So reading is the #1 predictor of future academic success. Reading just 15 minutes a day, even as Sarge said, one page, 15 minutes a day daily grows our vocabulary dramatically. Strong reading leads to strong performance in all areas. All right. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. This is what I tell my students all the time, tell my kids. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. Can we say that together? Readers are, I told you I was going to work today. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. Now, reading and life outcomes. All right, here we go. 85% of juveniles in the justice system struggle with reading. 70% of prison inmates read at the 4th through 6th grade level. I'm going to say that again. 85% of juveniles in the justice system struggle with reading. 70% of the inmates read at a 4th through 6th grade level. That's the building we're in now. States use 3rd grade reading data to plan prison beds. Now, this is supposed to be an urban myth, but I'm going to break it down to you. Kids not reading by grade 3 are 4 times more likely to drop out. So when you go look at companies like CCA, who invest in prisons, they will tell you that this is not true because they don't want to tell what's really happening. But based on test scores, reading scores, by 3rd grade, they start forward planning. Let's build these prisons. Look like, nice, like the school, but it's empty. And we know by the time they get to a certain point, they're going to fill these beds up. Reading is the gateway to life success. Now, here's what I'm going to prove it to y'all. I don't just believe in just saying things. Here's where we're going to walk through it and I'm going to prove it. Poor reading skills are connected with unfavorable life outcomes. High school dropouts. Students not reading at grade level by the end of what grade, y'all? What grade? 3rd grade. Are significantly less likely to graduate on time. High school dropouts are substantially more likely to be incarcerated than high school or college graduates. It's a plan. It's a plan. A student not reading at his or her grade level by the end of the 3rd grade is 4 times less likely to graduate high school on time and 6 times less likely for students from low-income families. Now, we're in the school, so let's talk education language. They call that title what? Come on, man. Say it. Title 1. Title 1. All right? Free lunch, low income, 6 times less likely to graduate. Now watch this. A 2009 study by researchers at Northeastern University, right here in Illinois, found that high school dropouts were 63 times more likely to be incarcerated than college graduates. Here's what I want y'all to think about. When we help a child read, right, we help them escape a system that's working against them. I tell my students all the time, the system is set up for you to fail. And if you don't understand it, you're going to fall into it. My voice is a little raspy now, but, all my students, my players, they be like, oh, Coach Bailey, like, I don't have time to play around. So every day when I walk into my classroom, it's on. Because I don't have time to play around. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yes.
Next slide, please. Now, again, this is a mirror check. National versus state versus Cook County versus where we are right now in Glenwood. U.S. reading proficiency, about 30% 4th through 8th grade. So that means the country, about 30% grade level. Illinois, ELA proficiency, 40%. Cook County, 28 to 35%. So we already see Cook County is lower than the state national average. Now let's look at Glenwood. 16% elementary, 28% middle school. So when Dr. Holloman plans something like this, again, she ain't got time to be waiting and playing. It's serious. So here's the numbers. 1 out of 4, right? Only one student, 4 out of 5, is reading their grade level. So here's how I look at it. I mean, 4 out of 5 kids need our help, y'all. If one is reading their grade level, I was telling my students the other day, again, I dated myself. When I first started working, Doc, they would tell me, if you just help one student, you did your job. 1 out of 30, 35-ish. 1? The expectation's that low, huh? So we've been helping 1. But we leaving the other 4 behind. They need our help, y'all. How reading expands the mind. Reading builds imagination. It builds creativity. And it helps with problem solving. Sergeant talked about being on the phone on social media. Have y'all seen the meme with the 2 heads? One head is filled with books, and the other head ain't got nothing. You seen that before, right? And the head that's filled with books is just calm. And the other head that's empty is yelling at the head that's filled with books. Right? Problem solved. Again, as a dean, I saw them kids who couldn't read. It was like 80-20. 20% of the kids was causing 80% of the problems. Because they had problem comprehending and understanding in class. Bless you, son. Reading helps students see life beyond their block or neighborhood. As a CPS vendor, I've been in some of the worst neighborhoods. I'm not going to start calling some of these blocks out. It's even made it to the suburbs. I had somebody in Matson one time tell me, they said, the problem is, in the city, they know they have a problem. But in the suburbs, we act like we don't. Right? Help students see life beyond their block or their neighborhood. It improves emotional intelligence and focus, EQ, the emotional intelligence. It increases confidence. This is the biggest thing, right? People that can read, stick their chest out. The real competitive advantage in life are those people that's confident. As a basketball coach, my wife can attest to this. There's been times after games, Mr. Holloman, we practice it. She'd be like, y'all just played the game. Why are you making them practice? Because they lost focus. And they gave another team confidence. And when another team or another student has confidence, they believe they can do whatever they want. So our job is to help those other 4 build confidence. Reading also exposes children to the world beyond their environment. Again, get off the block. Get off the block. I think one of the reasons why it's so prevalent for young kids to walk around saying things like YN and all those type of things because they haven't seen men. They ain't seen men. I'm not talking about adults. I'm talking about men. Reading opens our world. You can go places without even moving by just opening up a book and seeing how far it can take you. Now, This is personal right here. Discipline rate versus readers and non-readers. I already told y'all about those. Strong readers have significantly fewer discipline incidents. Do you know that I would get students in my room and I would know when they was coming to my office? I'm like, you in English, ain't you? You in history, ain't you? You somewhere, you got to do some reading. And you don't want to read, so you're going to act out so they can send you to me because you think that's going to help you escape. Reading improves patience. Back to that picture. Self-control, decision-making, and emotional regulation. How many of us get frustrated when we can't do something we want to do? Am I the only one to hear? Come on now, come on now, y'all driving now. How many people get frustrated they can't do something they want to do, right? How do you get clarity? No, it's a question. How do you get clarity? Anybody? I heard something. Ask somebody. Yeah? Get the information. My wife hates when I put things together by looking at the box. Because I'm going to miss something. She's like, do you read the instructions? So guess what I do now, right? I learned, all right? 20, 21 years, now I try to read the last 4 or 5 years. I've been reading the instructions. She's like, oh, you put this together. I read the instructions, right? My decision making is better. My emotional regulation is better. Schools with strong literacy support, they have about 25 to 45% fewer disciplinary infractions. Now, I don't want to put certain schools on the map, but we know there are some schools probably up north who may not have as many disciplinary referrals daily as some other schools, right? Because they have stronger literacy. Reading routines help regulate emotions. Reading routines. Now, my wife challenged my son. He got a birthday in a couple of days. He has AR, right? His school, they have AR. They have to read books and get points. And she challenged him to get his points. So he had to start reading now a bigger book, like even third grade, like third, fourth grade chapter book. So part of his evening routine, instead of just watching TV, I go in his room, he's leaving that book in his hand. Well, he got his points a whole week earlier and reached his goal a whole week earlier. And y'all clap it up for my son. Come on. Clap it up, y'all. But again, what routines do you have? Some people get up in the morning. They read 3, 4, 5 pages, right? Some people read at lunch. I heard on the radio today, which made a lot of sense, somebody said keep a book in the car. So when you get stopped in the train or traffic, right? Now, I ain't reading and driving, saying like, when things happen, you got your book. So reading changes behavior. As the sergeant said, all we doing when we learn how to read is we're building and sharpening tools in our toolbox. That's all that we're doing. Next slide. Now here's why real men read matters. Students, especially boys, need to see men. That's that word again. They need to see men modeling literacy. A male presence inspires discipline, confidence, curiosity, and academic success. A male presence inspires discipline, confidence, curiosity, and academic success. I told the people at my job 2 days ago, I said, I think that it will be unfair to me if I'm not able to use my days off because my presence is one of the only ones that inspire discipline around here, confidence in the kids, curiosity, and academic success. I can't be the only one in the building who's doing that. Because if I am, then that means I can't take off. And that's not fair to me. But a male presence inspires those things. Representation matters. Boys imitate what they see. If they walking around with their pants down, they walking around, right, talking a certain way, acting a certain way, they're doing what they see. Now, I have on a suit today, but I also have on gym shoes and I also have a hat. Some days I walk in work, I have a sweatsuit on. Some days I'll have jeans on. Some days I might have a dashiki. But I'm the same person, regardless of what I got on. And that's a man. So regardless what they see me dressed in, they know that dude is a man, 10-toe guy. And then they want to imitate what they see. So in our school buildings, in our neighborhoods, right, what do we imitate? Males plus books equals powerful imagery. Now the police gone, so let's talk. Right? Books plus males equals powerful imagery. I just showed y'all earlier in the field trip, the system is rigged. Right? So those people within the system, they don't want to see a certain group. That's the imagery. They don't want to see a certain group with power. And power is education. Here's what I learned. I'm 50. Here's what I learned 6 years ago. Blew my mind. Who's ever heard knowledge is power? Who's ever heard knowledge is power? We always lie too. We always do. That is the absolute wrong statement. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Right? Because guess what? We just seen the stats. Kids sit in the building every day. And guess what? I don't know about your school, Doc, but the worst kids come to school every day. They get every day. Right? Every day. All right? So let's change the imagery. Let's change what they see. Reading with kids builds connection and belief. All right? And again, thanks to Dr. Holloman, this event is building a culture of leadership. Right? Sorry to talk about leadership. Now, I believe leadership is given. Leaders are born. He just told you, there's a lot of people in leadership that shouldn't be in leadership. That's what the sergeant just told us. Leaders are born. Right? Leaders understand to set things up because they're needed. So this is a culture of leadership, literacy, and community. It ain't a lot of people here, but guess what? Everything has a day one. Everything has a day one. The next time she do this thing, it's going to be standing room only. They're going to be like, oh, they got pizza too? Oh, yeah, I'm here. Right? So when men show up, children rise. When men show up, children rise. All right, the responsibility is now yours. To my parents, commit to 15 minutes of reading with a child baby. Your child, neighbor's child, somebody's child, 15 minutes. Encourage reading at home, on the bus, or before bed. Like my son, all right? Let children see men reading because presence matters, all right? Be part of your own rescue. Be part of your own rescue. All right, to my students, Here's some practical next steps. My students, raise your hand. My students. Are y'all shy? No, y'all can hear my room. Yeah, there we go. All right. Put yourself in the story. When you are reading, I'm a history teacher. Sometimes, well, social studies have all of the disciplines in it, but sometimes it gets boring, right? Put yourself inside of the story of the main character. Whoever the main character is, you become the main character as you're reading. Insert your name in the story. Read what interests you. So when I worked in the group home setting, there was a young man named Angel, great basketball player, and he was a junior in high school. Well, Angel was reading on a 4th grade level. And Angel would get frustrated because he couldn't figure out things. So over the course of about 7 months, on my way to work, I'm going to date myself again, I would come in with a newspaper. Y'all remember when we used to buy Sun-Times newspapers, right? I would come in with a newspaper, get in the newspaper, and he would read the sports because he was interested in sports. And over the course of 8 months, he improved his reading. I had a student last year who's read everything you see to get extra reps. I've probably read every poster everything on this wall since I've been in here today. Read everything you see to get extra reps. Ask for help. Mama back there said, ask for help when needed. Use school resources. iReady, Edpuzzle, whatever y'all have here. I had a student last year, her iReady test scores went up 113 points. I'm not playing. We ain't got time to play, right? And the incentive, she got about $25 off me, right? But that was the incentive to help her sharpen her tools. Does that make sense? Pick up a physical book. Sergeant said as well, pick up a physical book. All right? My classes write books every year. Not only do I talk it, I walk it. My class wrote a book last year called How Can 6th Graders Improve Their School Experience. This year, my class is writing a book from weekdays to weekends, talking about just how they go back and forth. I personally have written 7 books, 3 hard copy books. My first one, Understanding Life Through the Game of Basketball, a guide to effective leadership and coaching. My second book, Creating the Perfect Storm, teaching today's athlete about their development, their performance, and their experience. And then my third book, which is the world's first and only affirmation book for basketball players. And then I have 4 ebooks. All right. And if you all want a copy of any of my hard books, they're at the table with my family. And you can visit us at karvellbailey.com. You can reach out to me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as Doc and I Connect on LinkedIn. This is my email address if you all want to jot it down if you got any questions, comments, concerns. And in January, we are hosting a goal setting workshop for parents and students. So if you want to get on the wait list, you can just email me again. We have 2 type of tickets, right? General admission, VIP. That'll be at the end of January. But if you have anything, right, you can reach out to me, email. Any questions, comments, concerns? Who learned something today? Yeah. What you learned?
Learned you're a very impressive young man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
How many times more likely a student is more likely to go down the prison pipeline if they don't know how to read? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Who else learned something today? Yes, ma'am.
Current statistics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I learned the correlation between literacy and discipline problems.
Yeah. 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 Yes, ma'am.
I learned that they put beds in jailhouses.
Say it again.
I learned that they put beds in the jailhouse for incarcerated individuals based off third grade level.
That's the plan. The plan runs deep. All right. So, when Dr. Holloman, and again, I believe literacy is teaching the whole child. Right? A kid is not going to learn from somebody who they don't believe in. They're not going to learn from somebody they don't trust. They might not learn from somebody they don't like. Right? But they can get through that. But the trusting, right? So this that Dr. Holloman is doing is to teach the whole child. Not just come in and pick up a book and start reading. Well, we got to see what's going on with the child. So I'll leave y'all with this before I go about the whole child. A student came to me one day, 8:30 in the morning, right up. And the kid, I read the write-up, and the kid then went off on the teacher. Called her all type of names, come to me. I said, man, it's early in the morning, man. Again, it's early in the morning. Like, you should have stayed at home. What's going on? He said, Dean Bailey, I was sleeping. He said, I live in a trap house. My mama knows I got to take care of my siblings. And I ain't slept all night. And I had my head down in class. And when the teacher told me to pick my head up, it was a trigger. That student may be the best reader in class. They ain't gonna perform. They ain't gonna perform. So as educators, and we're all educators, we can't always teach and give the students what we want to give them. We got to give them what they need. That's my time, y'all.
Thank you.